Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to give you a bunch of really cool tips, things that you can do to survive a long winter, cabin fever, seasonal depression, whatever you want to call, feeling trapped in your house with a bunch of little kids. So stay tuned for today's video. Well, I am so glad you're back for another Full Joy Mom video. If you're new here, my name is Dawn Marie, and I am here to just motivate you to live an amazing mom life. I want to help you to grow spiritually and then practically. So if you would consider subscribing to the channel, I'd love to have you do that and just get some consistent motivation in your mom life. You know, I have such a heart for moms because I am one, and I want to, anything the Lord shows me, I want to help other moms with it. And I have come through some pretty crazy feeling trapped in my house with my kids. Like, what? I love my life. I love being a mom, but I feel like I'm going to go bananas if I have to stay in this house any longer. You know, before we moved to sunny Florida, we lived in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, my husband and I, and the winter before we left, maybe it was the one before, I don't know. But I remember a winter where for 2 solid weeks, the temperature was literally negative teens. It was like negative 12, 13, 14, 16 degrees. And I had new little babies. I couldn't go anywhere. There was nothing to do. The world was covered in a sheet of ice. Like, I could not leave the house. And all of these tips, like, I can't take credit for them. They've either come from my awesome mom, from boot camps, from other moms, but I have tested them out and I will tell you they work. So let's just get to it. I'm gonna start with like the silliest but the best tip. Like, we're gonna start with the best tip, okay? The best tip that I have, or watch, I'll get to another one and be like, oh, this one's better, but whatever. Right now, I'm feeling like this is the best tip. The best tip I have for you is to rearrange your house, okay? Like, no joke, your brain will feel so refreshed if you will just switch stuff up. Like, it can be something as little as changing the pictures out on your walls to literally rearranging the furniture. This is one thing that, in the beginning of, you know, because these seasons for me now, they come in the summertime. Like, I was telling my mom, oh my goodness, this last summer it was so hot. And well, no, it was the summer before. We only had one car, so I couldn't go anywhere. Like, you would literally I would be picking my kids up off the sidewalk because they were melting in the heat 10 minutes after we went outside. So it was just like you were in the house. It felt like the reverse of when you're stuck indoors in the summer or in the winter time, but now it was in the summertime, like you needed your air conditioning instead of needing your heat and your warm. But what am I getting at? When I used to feel silly about rearranging my house, and then I decided, you want to know what? Like, if it's going to make me happy, if it's going to give me something to do to get through this season of being stuck in the house, then I'm just going to do it, whatever. So I have rearranged, even the house we live in now, I have rearranged this house more times than I could even count. Like, you have no idea. My family probably thinks I'm nuts. Guess what? I don't really care. Like, my in-laws will come into town, and one day, like, they come pretty often, okay? So it'll be one way, the living room's here, the dining room's here, this is here, this is here. They come back 3 months later and they're like, oh, you changed it again. Yeah, that's right, I did. I totally changed it again because I need something fresh to look at. Some people are really homebodies, so this video is probably not for them. But I myself, I'm like, I get bored doing the same things over and over again. Routines are really great, routines are really good, but I'm like, I have to have something fresh and something new. So rearrange your house, whether you give an office space to your husband in the closet, or you give a baby's bedroom away, or you rearrange the downstairs, or you change where the dishes are located. Like, it doesn't matter. So a lot of times when I start to get into this season where I'm like, oh man, I can't, like, I gotta do something different than the mom life, it's because I'm being understimulated. You know, we all have this phrase of like, we'll be like, mom brain, right? And I'm really, on this channel, I try to keep it encouraging. Like, I do not want to speak negative words over your mom life, but I want to be realistic enough to where you can know that, hey, other moms go through this. Like, this is normal. This is something that we have to overcome. This is something that, God has a solution for everything. And then some seasons are trials, and that's okay because it produces the fruit that you need to receive all of the promises of God. James is so clear about that. So there are seasons of mom life where it's like, my mom brain, oh my goodness, or you are feeling like, you're feeling like my brain is just like, it's static, or there are no thoughts. Like, I just feel in this fog. And that's because while mom life can be draining in one sense, with the fact that there's always someone needing something from you. If you have little kids, they're crying, they're fussing, they're yelling at you, whatever, maybe you have a teething baby, whatever it is, that can really, it can sort of drain you of your energy. And so it can drain your brain of its resources. But at the same time, there is not necessarily anything about the mom life that is challenging your brain mentally. It's not like going to school, right? There's nothing that you're like, let me really exercise my mind and think deep about this math equation, or let me really train my brain to learn a new language. There's nothing like that. And so something that I found, my pastor says, if you're not growing, you're dying. And I found that to be so true. Like, if God has created us to overcome. Like, he created Adam and Eve and he put them in the garden. He said, there, go subdue the earth. Like, go overcome the earth. I've given you all the resources you need. Go take over the world, right? Well, we are, as moms, we're designed to take over things. And sometimes there's so many aspects of the mom life that it's like the daily grind. Do those dishes every day, and then they're going to get dirty, and then you're going to do them again, and then they're going to get dirty, and you're going to do them again. The laundry, like, the deal. You're a mom. And so what I found is I need to, one, stimulate my brain, and I need to, two, have things where I can see improvement and I can see progress, especially when kids are really little and everything is so repetitive. So I will make sure I'm reading a book. Like, it will feel like, when someone first told me to read a book as a mom, I was like, you're crazy. Like, do you seriously think I have time with a bunch of little kids to read some books? I don't. But what I found is that it actually improves my whole life just reading 10 minutes a night before I go to bed. And then if I can pair it with, something that's going to grow me spiritually, something that's going to grow me into a better mom. Like, there are so many amazing books and resources out there. So at night, I will read for 10 to 20 minutes every night. And then when I have a nursing baby, I'll put an app on my phone so that instead of just scrolling through Instagram or social media, I will use that time productively to read a book on my phone, or I'll get audiobooks. I really love audiobooks because when you're doing those things that are not that enjoyable, that happen over and over and over again, like the dishes or the laundry or cleaning the house, when you compare something that you might not necessarily like with something that you do like, listen to the audiobook while I do the dishes, listen to the sermon while I fold the laundry, it makes things that much more enjoyable. And then if I can find a project, something that I can see progress in, it might be as simple as a knitting project or a crochet or whatever the craft of your choice is. Like, it can be something super simple, but something that, when I started it and then when I put it down, I can see the progress that I've made. So much of the mom life is undone in your day. Pick the toys up, everybody puts them back out. If you can do something that you can see progress in, that will really help you. Like, I like to do big projects too. I mean, this YouTube channel has been a big project just to keep me motivated and give me that feeling of overcoming and conquering something, how God created me. I'm overcoming and conquering YouTube right now. Praise the Lord, by the grace of God. But so pick a new project, whatever you just walk around Joanne Fabrics and you will feel more than inspired for whatever level of crafting, or maybe it's not a crafting thing. Whatever it is, just find something that when I started it and when I ended it, I can see that I've made progress, and that progress isn't going to be undone by a toddler in the next 5 minutes. Okay, let's see. What other things? Let me look at my list. So, let me tell you this. I just talked about, I said, I would be on my phone and I'd be reading a book instead of social media. Okay, I'm going to go on like a 30-second tangent, so bear with me, because social media is not bad, But something that I've found personally is it's not really helpful to me in my mom life. I spent years off of social media, and I loved my life way better when I was off of social media than when I was on it. This is different for everyone. Again, like, social media is not bad. Just for me personally, there's this phrase, I don't remember who said it, but he said that comparison is the thief of all joy. And I found that to be so true. Like, my brain cannot handle, especially during cabin fever months or whatever, I cannot handle the input of seeing 5,000 people on vacation in Aruba in February, and I'm in my house with my little kids. Like, bottom line is, my brain can't handle that. I don't want to see everyone else's highlight reel, and all my brain is doing is comparing it to my blooper reel. Like, it doesn't even matter if I know that that's your highlight reel. My brain is still seeing that, and it takes so much energy for me to counteract what I just saw, and then it just steals, because usually I'm not doing it at a convenient time. I mean, there really isn't a convenient time for social media as a mom, because you're either doing it at bed at night, and then you're not getting a good night's sleep, because that is not good for your brain to be in front of a computer or a phone screen right before you go to bed. Hence why I read now instead. Or you're doing it when, your little kids are trying to ask you something, and then you're just responding out of frustration and irritation to your little kids because they are interrupting what you're doing on your phone, which in reality, nothing on social media, most of the time, it doesn't have any bearing on you. And that's personally why over the years I have chosen to follow ministries and receive growth and keep updated on different ministries through YouTube rather than through Facebook or Instagram. And like, I'm on those things, but let me tell you, I am on them only because the Lord has told me to be there. And I know that there are lots of Christians that have been called to be a light on social media. So again, I am not saying that it is bad. It's great to keep up with family and friends. I just know personally for myself, it's not. Like, I get on and I put stuff on there, and then I have to hop off, because in different seasons of my life, sometimes it's fine and I can handle it, but it will drain my joy faster than anything in certain seasons to get on there and just see everybody else's picture perfect life. So that's my 30-second tangent of that. Like, I would never want someone to open up a social media account just to follow me. If you're on there, great, follow me. But if you're not, like, you're not missing anything. Like, you're not missing anything. Okay, that was probably more than 30 seconds of a tangent. But I'm serious. Like, if you are in the middle of cabin fever, if you're coming against, my last video out was depression, woo-wee, you should not be on social media during a season of depression. Whoa, nope, there is no point to that. Get off. Give it to Jesus. Know that you'll be back on, if it's something that's really like, no, I really do like social media, okay, give it to Jesus for a couple months, and when you're in a better spot mentally, hop back on it. That's fine. Don't worry about it. So let's see, what else? Oh, Pinterest. Okay, Pinterest is my buddy in the winter months, or now for me in the summer months. I love to get on Pinterest and just find new tasks, new things for the kids to do, make a project out of it in a day. If you're not already into the homeschool age or into the age where you're sending your kids to school, theme your day. Say, okay, today we're going to do this ridiculous project that I picked out from yesterday. And something else that I really like to do is predetermine what I'm going to do for the day. Because let's face it, if you wake up in your house for the third week in a row and there's not really anything you technically need to accomplish other than keeping kids alive, feeding a husband when he gets home, cleaning the house, it's going to be so much harder for you to motivate yourself to do any extra project that's not necessary. But if you can decide the night before, okay, tomorrow I'm going to do this project. Is it necessary? Does it really need to be done? No, but it's going to give us all a little bit of a boost. Your kids will start to feel the same, like, I'm going to go bananas in the house type of thing. I feel you on that. So start to come up with some projects to do. Even if you don't feel like it, once you get into it, you'll be so happy that you did it. Make sure you're planning regular mommy outings too. I'm not about a person that's like, oh, just survive until you get your next break. No, like, I would love to help you build a lifestyle that you enjoy, okay? I want you to enjoy your life and not feel like, I need a break. But breaks are really good. Like, no one else is at their work 24/7. You as a mom, it can feel like you're at work 24/7. So taking a break to do something that is a Dawn Marie thing, not a mom thing, is really great and healthy for your brain. So make sure you're putting putting some time into doing that. Schedule it out too. Oh boy, schedule out your mom breaks. Don't just get to the point where you're like, honey, I'm gonna rip my hair out, I'm gonna scream at the kids, I gotta go. And then now you're taking a mom break, and now you feel bad that you're taking a mom break. You know, before you get to that point, be like, hey, I can start to feel a mom break coming on. Like, I'll give my husband, I'll be like, hey, in the next couple days or so, I'm gonna go ahead and take a mom break, and we'll see where it fits into the schedule, and we will do that. Do your spring cleaning now. You know you're gonna wanna spring clean once that nice weather comes. Just do it now. Get it done with now. Tell yourself this is, 5 more sunny days that we can spend outside if I do my spring cleaning now. Set up a reward system for yourself. Like if you are, have January, this video is in January, so if you have some goals that you have set and some new habits that you want to form, get a reward system going along with that, and reward yourself for every winter stuck in the house day that you survive. Plan some things that you can look forward to. Having something to look forward to as a mom really, really helps in those months. Okay, next tip is to pick your clothes out the night before, and then when you wake up in the morning, get dressed. You can add to this doing makeup if you're a makeup person. Personally, for me, when I started doing this, I used to think when I started doing this, I was pregnant and I was going to the bathroom 5 million times. I was so excited when through a mommy boot camp, someone told me to do my makeup, and I had permission to do my makeup even if no one was gonna see it. I mean, I got dressed, did my makeup, and no one saw me. Sometimes my husband wouldn't even see me because he would be gone and then back home, and I had the makeup on, wore it all day, had it off, and was in bed before he even came back. But when I could go to the bathroom 500 times a day because I was pregnant and see myself and go, ooh, instead of, that seriously made the biggest difference in my day. That boosted my confidence so much. I actually enjoyed my life more just because I got to look at myself with makeup on instead of be like, you are a hot mess, you got to pull it together. Being like, oh wow, look at you, you look put together. That's great. So I'm a stay-at-home mom and I take pride in that. And so I choose to get dressed and do my makeup in the mornings because, well, one, it just helps me feel like a human, and two, I want to do my job as unto the Lord and set a good example for my kids. And so there is something that happens in your brain when you put clothes on in the morning that you will start to be productive and you will feel better so much more than if you're wearing, the same yoga pants for the 3rd day in a row and a t-shirt, which on workout day, I'm not knocking yoga pants and t-shirts. There's a time and a place, that's fine. But when every day it's there's no effort being put into how you look, it will really start to actually affect how you feel. So put a little bit of energy into it. Pick your clothes out the night before. And if you have babies that are waking you up in the morning, I get that. Throw your clothes on your body as fast as you can before you run to that baby, and that will make a big, big, big difference. You will be so much more productive in your day, and you will feel so much better. If the weather isn't so horrible that you can maybe at least travel in a car, I love going to the free zoo, aka PetSmart. When you have little kids, they think that's the zoo. Come on guys, we're gonna go look at the fish in Walmart. Who cares? You need something to get out of the house. You got to get something to do. And I can remember being in Pittsburgh and being like, okay, I can leave, but there's nothing to leave to. I think finally places are starting to come up with indoor gyms for kids and indoor play zones or whatever. So that's really great if you can do that. But I had to do things like the free zoo. I had to go to PetSmart and walk around PetSmart with my kids, or, make an outing to the library. I love the library story times. They are really, really helpful. So I think that's all the tips I have. I'm sure usually I get it off and I'm like, oh man, I forgot about that one. But I hope that these are some good ideas for you guys to help you get through whatever your mom season is that has you feeling a little bit trapped in the house. Hang in there. You guys are amazing. What you're doing is so important, and I'm so proud of you guys. Keep up the good work. Have an amazing Full Joy Mom day. And don't forget to subscribe. Share these videos with your friends. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. I'd love some thumbs up. I really appreciate hearing from you guys. I love your comments. So thank you guys. Have an amazing Full Joy Mom day. See ya.